All right, Roopesh,
Hi
welcome to the
there.
podcast.
Thank you, man. Thank you so
Excited to have
much.
you here. I just want to discuss regarding how you started your journey, your freelancing. How you started from freelancing and then started a agency on your own. Uh, so how would you introduce to someone who never know you before?
Okay, that's simple. Thank you for having me on the podcast. I'm Roopesh. I'm currently 19 years old and I'm a full-time student as well as an agency owner, a web designing agency specifically called Unodesi, as well as I'm a co-founder at a startup based in Spain.
All right. Uh, which college are you in right now?
Lovely professional university, which is in India. So I'm currently pursuing BTech CSE. I'm in the third year.
Okay. All right. All right. So, how was the journey started? When did you start entering into this freelancing spectrum and also started coding? Because I don't think all the colleges start off with web designing in the first place. I don't think they teach that in the college. So you must have learned it from somewhere, took some courses and saw it on YouTube and started doing landing pages and etc. Right? How did you start your journey from there?
It started all back in 2018 before COVID, I guess, when I was in my intermediate. Okay. So I used to have a channel on YouTube, which hit around 24,000 subscribers and 100K views
Oh,
in a month or so.
I didn't know
Um,
this. I didn't know this. When did this happen?
happened in back in 2018. That was basically,
Okay.
I hope you know Tarun Speaks. He's an Indian guy from
Yeah.
IIT Kharagpur.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I was
Yeah.
inspired by him, and like there is another guy called Anuj Pachel. He's a student from MBBS. So he's currently pursuing that. I'm not sure if he completed it at all. So basically, his videos are all about study and productivity. Okay, so I was inspired. Like I wanted to start my YouTube channel. So I had some savings.
Yeah.
So I just had my mother's mobile, and I used to record it. So I just bought a that key light from Amazon. It's around 400 rupees. Like
Yeah.
it's very cheap. And I
The
bought
ring
some
light.
two.
The ring light, right?
No, it's not exactly
Yeah.
ring light. It was a key
Okay.
light. So like a big one.
Okay.
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 And
Okay.
I bought two rim lights for the background stuff and all. And I started creating
Damn. So
YouTube
you
videos.
actually did a proper
And all
setup
of a
while
sudden, I
you
posted a one
were
video which went
doing YouTube
very
before.
viral. Yeah, I used to do. Like I'm from the creator background. So that YouTube video, which was around 2018, which I made, and it was about motivation for JE students, like a day in the life of a JE student who is preparing for JE mains and advanced. And
Got it.
at that time, that videos used to go viral. So I got inspired by the video by Tarun Speaks, which hit 1 million views in less than a month. So I thought, why not copy the strategy and make my channel go boom? So yeah, I made the video, and for initially for 2 to 3 weeks, I didn't see any result, but on the next day after 2 weeks, suddenly I saw the boom. Like it went 24K views, and then 36, 72, and 102 or something.
What was the video about?
Yeah, it was about a day in the life of a JEE student, like preparing for JEE
That's it.
specifically. Yeah, that's it. That's it. The
Was it
video
was it
is
like a
all.
vlog type or a productive
Yeah,
video
yeah.
or something like that?
No, no, no. It was about lock type without any voice. I just broke down the
Okay.
video like
Without any voice.
yeah, without any voice. It was just a lo-fi music in the background, and me just doing some transitions. Like I remember putting my phone in the fridge and opening it for grabbing out for coffee.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that, and the video was about 2 minutes long. That's all. And I just had the lo-fi music in the background and some captions running at the bottom of the screen. That's all. That video hit 100K, and then I got the motivation for creating more videos. So I
Yeah.
started making videos on productivity and all, like study tips and all. I mean, I can say that I'm a topper or something like, but I'm sure that I'm good at productivity and things. So I started creating videos on that, and yeah, they hit some good views. But unfortunately, I wasn't placed in IIT or NIT or something. But yeah, I placed in a good college like help you. I'm currently pursuing here. So yeah, I live in a hostel currently, like when I joined it. So I didn't bring any equipment with me when I was coming to the college. So I didn't have any time as it was a full time, as I'm a full time student. So I didn't have any time. I didn't have any
Yeah.
equipment. At the same time, the problem is I live in a shared hostel, which means with me there are three more other people in the room. So I don't have
Oh,
enough
okay.
space or time, or obviously they would be in distant chatter and something offer. So yeah,
Yeah.
obviously it wouldn't be possible for me to create. So it's been 3 years since I created content, and recently I came back into the Instagram, like creating reels and YouTube shorts and all. I used to do faceless YouTube videos, but some of them popped off and some of them didn't. So I thought this is not my thing, and I come from a graphic
Okay.
designing background, because back in the day I used to create thumbnails and all for other people too, but I didn't get paid enough. Okay, so I come here and I joined student clubs and all, where I'd be designing posters and everything for the college, fests and cultural
Got it.
events and everything. So I come from a graphic designing background, and obviously my college teachers coding and all. But yeah, obviously they don't teach much perfect so that you can work on real world projects. But yes, I never picked any course which is paid. Everything from YouTube, like literally 0 to 1, everything from YouTube,
Like all the
and
coding to web development,
yeah,
landing pages,
everything,
graphic designing, designing
everything.
thumbnails, everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I haven't spent single penny on any course. Everything from YouTube. It's literally
Okay.
vast, and you can find 1,000 creators who make the best content over there. So I learned from it.
Yeah.
I started creating websites and all.
I
I
mean, I think
say, Mhm.
I just want to put this point. I think like YouTube already has a lot of content out there because there are already people who have done it and then showcasing the best out of it in terms of making videos on YouTube. I just feel like you just have to be very patient to search those videos and then make a collection of all those videos, right? Because there are different types of web development videos out there, but there's also a paid course where you'll have the collection of everything. But on
Mhm.
YouTube, if you come there, you literally have to have like you need to be very patient and then search all the videos and bring it all together and then understand it properly. Like you need
Yeah,
to
exactly.
structure it properly.
Exactly.
So yeah, continue. Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, it takes a lot of patience to combine all those sources,
Yeah.
content, everything. Yeah. So
Yeah.
even now, it's been 3 years since I started watching content on YouTube, learning from it. Yeah. Still, I'm still figuring out the content from best pieces, like from the best content creators,
Yeah.
and like in coding, I usually code the websites, right? So there are multiple languages for that. So a specific language is taught
So
by the best
firstly
content
was
creator.
like computer science your first decision or like how was your mentality? Like, did you always wanted to
Yeah.
be a computer science engineer, or it was just like most of the people, like Indians, have this stereotype, right? Like,
No, 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 no.
if you go into engineering college, CS is your first preference, and etc.
No, no, no.
So why
I
did you
just
come
want
up
to
with
be
that?
a software engineer at first. It was my own
Oh,
decision. I was
okay,
not forced, nothing.
okay.
It was all on my own because I come from a techie background, as well as I used to be an esports player. Back in the day, like I played for one international
Oh,
tournament and two national tournaments. So
oh,
I used to play Fortnite as
which
competitive,
one?
Valorant as
For which
competitive.
sport?
I went for
Oh, okay,
competitive tournaments for Fortnite as well as Counter Strike Global Offensive.
great, insane.
So yeah, so I can say it's not something like flex, but yeah, I'm good at computer and things because I got my first computer when I was in my second grade. Since then, I started learning everything about it. So obviously, one more thing I want to add, that my current typing speed is at 151 WPM, like words per minute. So
What's like the
yeah,
best one? Like the
highest.
I really don't know. Like yeah, the
The highest
highest.
is around 320 WPM. It's by Rocket, a guy named Rocket. Actually, we see this
320.
320 words per minute. Yeah, exactly. And I'm currently at
Ah,
151 words per minute. Basically, it depends on the keyboard. If it's a mechanical keyboard, I'm at 151. If it's a laptop keyboard, then I would be at 90 or 100 something. The keyboard matters a lot here.
oh,
So coming to the coding part,
Would you
Yes.
think that that's a very good skill if you want to be a coder or something like that, like the
No,
typing
no, no. It
speed,
doesn't matter. It
etc.?
doesn't matter. It
That
doesn't matter at all.
okay.
But yes, it
All right.
obviously increases your productivity because, yeah, obviously if you're coding, then you need to have some good typing speed. That's like an
Yeah.
add-on for that. So
Got it. Got it.
so coming back to the coding, yeah, I learned everything on YouTube, and I started freelancing like on Fiverr. Like I have every account on Fiverr, Upwork, like literally everywhere, where they provide freelancing projects.
Yeah.
But still,
No, when did you
it's
start like learning landing pages in the first place? Was it after COVID?
yeah, exactly. After my second year of my college, basically,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, after your
Before,
second year of your college.
yeah, exactly.
Which
So
year?
maybe 2023, July of
Oh, so it was
2023.
last year, right?
Yeah, exactly. Last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was my second year since I started diving deep into the coding and stuff because I wanted to land a good
Okay.
job. But it turns out to be like we can do freelancing with this. Like we could possibly earn money while we
It
are in the
opened
college.
different opportunities
Yeah,
now.
exactly. So I started freelancing, but I landed 0 clients, like 0. And it's been only 30 days since I started my one-person agency. And before I started as a like everything. I used to design websites. I used to do the image sourcing and all the web content, web copy, like everything from scratch, like
Yeah.
everything. And it costed me a lot of time, and like it was very hectic. So I started building SOPs, which is called a systematic operational program system. I don't
Yeah.
really remember the full name. It's
Yeah.
called SOPs. Like it replaces the operational scheme. Okay, so everything like my work management, everything is on Notion. So I literally love it. And coming to the marketing team and all, it's something like pay per project. It's something like if like I have 3 people in my marketing team. They outreach, they write drafts, they call the clients and all, like the local businesses and all. And if they land a client, I would be paying 10% of whatever the deal that they close. Like if they close for $1,000, then instantly I would be transferring $100
But
for
is
them.
there any base price you charge them, or is it just on commission basis at this point?
For the marketing team,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the base price, 10% of what they close the client.
Okay, so there's no like you're not giving out any cash. It's just like the percentage of the deal they're closing. So how many
Yeah, exactly.
deals they close, that much percentage and money they earn.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Got it.
I don't want to spend money like giving them as a stipend or something, because obviously if I don't have any clients,
Yeah.
then it would be a waste of time. So obviously,
Yeah.
if you're providing incentive, like if it's a project based, then obviously they would be working very hard because it's really upon them on how much price they are going to close the client. Even if they
Very true.
close the client for $10,000, I would be giving them $1,000, which is 1 lakh INR. Simple. All they
Yeah.
have to do is just outreach the client and convince them to get a website done for them. That's all. So that's how easy it goes.
Got it. So let me like go back a bit and talk about how you started doing web designing in the first place. I just want to ask you, I actually tried Python in the first place. Like last year before editing, I actually went on to Python and then started learning it. I found it difficult, and I always thought, this is what I believed, I'll tell you. I thought like it would take a lot of time for me to actually become a very good coder, right? The amount of time I need to spend on the skill is relatively high than any other skills. If I take editing, right, I need at least 2 months, I would say, like a proper concentration on editing to become good at it.
Okay.
And I would say I could like pretty much outsource, like not outsource, actually monetize it after those 2 months. The amount of period to monetize it is actually less for editing than coding. And that's the reason why I chose editing. But is that true? Like, do you actually need like 2 months to become a good coder and then build websites and applications in the future? How's like how much is like the average time on how you can become a very good coder?
Yeah, like you don't have to be the professional things, okay? Like you can build a basic website with HTML and CSS, which are fundamentals for building a website to make it go online. It doesn't need any function. Like if the website doesn't need any functionality, you can just write the code in HTML and CSS. It barely takes 1 to 2 weeks, even if you're not from a coding background, and It takes
Really, 1 to 2 weeks.
yeah, exactly. It's so simple. It's not something like you have to put the logic. You have to see and you have to code it. That's all. Like if you want to change the color,
That's
all
it.
you have that's it. If you want to change the color, all you have to do is speak some one line of code. And if you want to move the box or something around on the web page, all you have to do is tweak some 2 to 3 lines of code. That's so easy. It barely takes 1 to 2 weeks for
Okay.
you, and for styling and all shit, it takes 2 weeks approx. And you can literally outsource your work. Like no, sorry, not outsource, monetize it. Yeah, exactly. So you
Yeah,
can ask
monetize it.
someone
Yeah.
if they want, yeah, if you want someone whose website need to be designed, yeah, you can design it with HTML and CSS. It's so easy. And now if you go on Framer like a no code website builder or something like a website
Yeah.
builder,
Yeah.
and which uses drag and drop. It's much more easier because you don't have to code in anything. All you have to do is just drag and drop. But obviously, you have
Yeah.
to in the initial, you have to pay for that. Like it's a monthly recurring subscription. But when
Yeah.
it comes to coding, you don't have to pay anything because you're having the skills. Everything is
Yeah.
free. Hosting is free. You get a domain for free. Like obviously a subdomain with which would be included, but still, you're getting a domain.
Yeah.
Like your website is going to be hosted somewhere. But if you want to build
Got
something
it.
like no code tools, you have to pay something. Like if the website want to be, see on the internet, and obviously they would be branding for that. Like they would be promoting themselves when the plan expires. They would be a watermark at the end of the website. So it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. So it's something like if you do coding, then it would be much more easier because you could brand yourself instead of some other thing. And like you have the full customization, you have the full power in your hands rather than depending on some other no put tool. So it's easy. Yes,
Oh,
you can become a developer in 1 to 2 months. That works.
if is that like an opportunity like for the people who are like intimidated because of coding? See, there are like a lot of CS graduates out there, right? There are a lot of people out there doing CS, especially our Indian students and etc.
Exactly.
So, would you think is that like a very good side income source, like going on to Framer websites like Framer and then building it for some other clients and then selling it for like more than $1,000 or etc. Especially for international clients? Is that actually an opportunity, even if you don't know how to code properly? Because I remember like this is not my first venture actually. Like the Wassup Media agency which I'm running right now is not my first agency. I've started an agency called Edvo, which is basically an educational consultancy agency. The vision was simple. I just want to like there were a lot of educational consultancies out there to send out people to abroad, especially to the US for universities, right? So my vision was simple. I just wanna. I felt like the market was very scattered. Different states had different cities had different consultancies. I just wanna create a very branded service. What do you say? A service business in terms of helping students and also build a community, which is the most important thing when it comes to like helping all the students out there, because it
Okay.
brings a self of belonging to them, helping them after the application also in terms of like managing their finances as an international student and etc. That was the main ideal vision of it. So I decided to build a website, but at that point this was during COVID and I didn't have any budget. Like I didn't have money on my own. I mean, obviously I come from a privileged family who could afford, but I didn't want to ask them regarding it since it was my venture. So I went on to Wix to build the website,
Okay.
and I built a very good website in like 1 week, to be honest. Like it was very good, like because I feel like I was naturally very good at designing and also being creative in that sense. And yeah, I've designed a website. Do you think that's an opportunity, like designing websites like these and then selling out to other businesses as the student, even without any coding background?
Easy.
Would you think like that will be a very good opportunity for students out there to sell these
Yeah,
websites to other businesses?
yeah, exactly. Like in this era where social media is booming, obviously they need something to showcase their product or showcase the business. Like
Yeah.
they want to have more leads, more reach, and all. Obviously, whoever are visiting the Instagram page or let there be website or whatever the video, they want to be turned into a customer. obviously there should be a thing called base where all the users can gather, like is something where they provide all the information, just not in the, not through the form of videos. It's through a form of text.
Okay.
So that's where the website comes into the play. Like every business out there in this not generation, in this year. So when I try to outreach businesses and all, obviously I check the Instagram profiles and all. Every one of them is having their website either fully designed or on the process of development. See, it's very hard to outreach clients, businesses like they're starting out, because obviously they have some team, like a person who is already designing the website. All you have to do is pitch your skills in such a way that if you design the website, they would be getting some value out of it. It's not justly simply for putting your product or something online so that people can see. No, that's not how it works. You need some high converting website which really brings you sales. At the end of the day, it's the only reason for people, businesses having website. So yes, if a student, even if he's from a comp sci background or not from a comp sci background, like computer science background, yeah, he can turn this into a profitable thing. Because myself as a programmer, yes, it would be very easier for me. At the same time, I also work on the no-code tools. It basically depends on the client requirements. If the client wants it to be designed in like more intuitively, like if he wants to design his, like if you want to change the things of the content of the website or on himself, rather than paying me from monthly maintenance charge or something, then I would be designing that in Framer, because it would be easier for them in the future, so that they could be editing the content and all. So yeah, yes, they could really make out of it. So all you have to do, like you have tons of tutorials on
you
YouTube.
can also white label it, right? You can also white label it, right? Like taking it from Framer and telling that you have designed it. That, I don't think that would be an issue, right? Like it's basically like you're white labeling the service which the Framer is offering.
Yeah, exactly.
Would that be a
You
problem in the
can do.
future?
No. If you take a template and you tweak it a little bit, then it's yours. Because you have your own branding.
Yeah, that's what.
You would,
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah.
it serves as a base. That's all. If you change the colors, if you change the images, if you change the image layer from vertical to horizontal, then it's simply yours. Because no one can steal it from you. You designed it, you tweaked it, but you're not going to say that, yeah, I copied from this guy and I just tweaked it. No, you are selling it something like, yeah, I designed it, this is how your website is going to look for your business or something. So if you're interested, you could pay me and I'll be designing your website in less than a week or something. And obviously you don't because see, the templates which are editable, like the templates which are copied, obviously they are open source. The people intentionally put that as open source, which means other people can use it and do the changes. So if you're doing the changes, then obviously it's yours.
That's got it. Are there any YouTube channels you would like to suggest, or maybe courses you would like to suggest to people who can learn about like all this Framer, Wix building websites and etc.? I would say there's this channel of Wix itself on YouTube. They tell you about how you can design all those websites and tweak in all these changes. But are there any like personal choices for you who could like help out with these and etc.?
Okay. So as I'm from a concept background, I don't really use these no-code tools for designing websites. If I really have to do them, obviously Wix have their own YouTube channel, Framer have their own Framer University, and WordPress have their own WordPress YouTube channel. I'm not sure, but yeah. And Elementor have their own themes and all. So you can just search it. People make a video of 1 or 2 hours, and they would be explaining everything from scratch. Everything. If you are from a computer background and you want to build some phenomenal web pages, first I request you to do a UI and UX, because that's the most important thing when a person sees. Obviously, you need to understand the psychology of the viewer, like the heat maps on the website. Yeah, exactly. Like it's not about the Figma; it's about the design principles. Like where should the image should be placed, and what type of text should be placed, what type of typography that should be used in the website. Basically, you are branding it. If the website is about a pure $100 million business and you're using some cartoonish font, that wouldn't really suit.
Doesn't make sense.
And if And if the website is about selling books to kids or something, and you are using some high professional images where the images are, took in office background and all, like image doesn't even, you know, link to the what you're creating, doesn't matter at all. So first you need to be understanding the basic design principles, and then
Yeah.
you can go into building a website, let that be on a no-code tool, or if you're good at coding it. And if you're coding it, there are multiple channels out there. If you want to learn HTML and CSS and JavaScript, like everyone does teaches it. But I prefer a guy called Mosh Hamedani, who's a YouTuber. He teaches like everything that you need to know if you want to start about it in less than an hour. And there's another guy called Brocode. He teaches like in a very elaborative way. For like he teaches
Okay.
React, which is a programming language, in 12 hours, which is a very extended version. Like he teaches every basic thing to the complex. So yeah, there are some channels, and if you want to go with the no-code tools, then yeah, you go for Wix Studio or Framer University.
Got it, got it. So it's very like it's not very complicated in the first place. If you want to web design and etc., you just need to spend like 1 month, to be honest, in terms of working the UI UX, and then learning about HTML and tweaking in all the softwares if you don't want to do a no code platform, etc. And
Exactly.
after you learn the skills, the next step is basically to monetizing it. So let's talk about it.
Mhm.
Would you say, I mean, with the experience of me talking to other freelancers, all they said was they really hate like Fiverr, Upwork, and etc., and they love doing it on their own, like doing their cold outreaches on Instagram, sending out cold emails. They would prefer that more than Upwork, Fiverr, or anything out there. What's your
Mhm.
take on this?
So personally, I've been on Fiverr and all. Basically, we can call it freelancing. See, it's something like a client has to choose from multiple options. One guy may provide exceptional quality at a very low price, and same thing with a exceptional quality with higher price. In the end, it basically depends on the client on which option he has to choose. Like you get tons of freelancers out there, and like it's like having high competition for you. So if you are outreaching
Hmm.
yourself, like you're outreaching yourself to the businesses and content creators who need a website for their brand, literally you're talking to them. It's not something like you're directing some, like you're not using a platform to direct clients from that to talking to you. You're directly pitching
It's more
yourself, you're pitching your
personalized.
skills. There's no competition. Obviously, there would be some other guy who would be, outreaching the same thing, but still, it won't be much competition as compared to the Fiverr.
Yeah.
And obviously, a client
Hmm.
would really need you to provide the skills rather than him scrolling through your text, like the specifications that you're providing.
Demanding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's how it
Yeah.
works. Basically, I prefer cold outreaching and cold emailing because in the end, that's works. Because when I go on Fiverr and when I try to upload a gig, all I get is just views, and that too you have to be a good developer. Like the pitching, that a title and everything
Hmm.
should be highly SEO. Like the keywords that you're going to put in the title, they have to be highly searchable
Hmm.
with low demand and low competition, so that you could be ranked higher.
Yeah.
But the thing is, people who had earlier feedbacks, like multiple clients have done the same work through the same person, those type of gigs would be ranking higher than the person who's just starting out. Because literally, for a web designing thing, when you search on Fiverr, there are 800 pages, like 800 pages of website, in which every page would be consisting of 30 gigs. So it would be 800 into 30 gigs, and if you're just starting out and you have no prior
2400.
experience, yeah, so it would be around 24,000, and you would be in the soul ash.
1000.
So obviously the person is going to choose a freelancer who has designed already, like some of the websites, and who is having a good rating and
Hmm.
all. And he has to showcase himself as the best one, and he has to compete with others. But when you're trying to outreach, he don't have to see your reviews, he don't has to see at the top. All you have to do is pitch your work and showcase that this is what I have done. Either you could really fake it, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is bring your client. In the end of the day, marketing is just a stunt. All you have to do is put some 5-star ratings that this guy gave me that, this guy gave me that, and you have to put some,
Yeah.
images of the best websites, even which you have not designed. But in the end, you have to convince the client that, yeah, I have designed this and I could design it for you. Maybe it could be your first client, and you could use that, like if you land the client, you could use that work to showcase it to the other client. So land, like, it's more of a chain that you could, possibly do it.
I would say like one suggestion I would give for a beginner in this terms is that basically, see, if you're landing your first client, what you can basically do is design some other website, right? Uh, it can also be a website which most of the people know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you could design maybe maybe in the industry, right? If you're in a real estate industry, you could design a website for a very big company in that industry and tell this is your work, but you don't have to reveal that you have done it for them, right? You're just showcasing your skills in that format and using their brand in your website, which is basically a play of words, is what I want to say, because you're basically not telling it exactly, you're not like clarifying it exactly that you have done it for them. You're just saying this is my work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which I recently learned this on a YouTube channel. Like, he's an agency owner, so this is what he does. It's like agency marketing is basically on the play of words, how you can actually persuade them with your words, right?
Exactly.
It brings down to this basically. I would say if you're a video editor, edit some very famous podcast clips and put that in your portfolio. They would think, oh shit, he was the one who worked with them and etc. Right? Because no one would know that if you have worked or no. They were not gonna like confirm it to you. They would not. I don't think most of the people will also ask you regarding it.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. In the end, they want the
So
work
yeah,
rather than the client you
work.
worked with.
Or the
Exactly.
expertise, that's it.
Yeah,
If they
exactly,
can see
exactly.
he designed this website in this way, he would know that you'll also be able to design in that way. I would say do not fake your skills, because it'll get like you'll get a bad reputation in the market. But if
Exactly.
you're confident with your skills, just use this marketing strategy, design a website for some other big company in the industry from the scratch, and showcase that to your client you're pitching out right now. And by that you'll be able to showcase your expertise more than, and indirectly build a credibility also. So I think that will like land you up with a very good client.
Yeah.
And I think that would come on to any other freelancing skill, if I have to say, like whether it be editing, photoshopping, thumbnail designing,
Yeah, exactly.
logo making, and etc. If you don't have, I would say even content would also be a very good part right now. Just use content out there. It is free for everyone, especially Instagram and LinkedIn, because professionals are on LinkedIn and everyone is on Instagram.
Exactly.
uh, if you're good at videos, post Instagram reels, make carousels to drive engagement and like exposure to your account. If you're good at writing, LinkedIn is the superpower. Even Twitter, I would say, because a lot of the people hang out there, right? All the CEOs, all these great business owners hang out there on Twitter. I would say even that's like a very good opportunity. And yeah, I mean, people actually do that very often. Like most of the agency owners actually target their people on Twitter. So moving on to the next topic, basically, so this is what you can do to actually land your first client. It's just you have to be patient, because you will make mistakes in the beginning in terms of outreaching. You have to do the A/B testing in terms of outreaching, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. First of all, you need to make them open your message in the first place with some catchy words and etc. Provide actual value in the heading itself. Like, I recently saw this in a podcast with Saksham and Akshat. They are the content agency owners, right? They're telling like in the podcast, I've seen like they put this subject as "I won't waste your time, I
Yeah.
promise." That was the headline, the subject line. And then you don't even have to write the email completely long. Just tell them like you were,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I saw this kid, like it got boomed on Instagram. It used to be boom. There was this guy, he's of 16 years of age. I'm not sure. But yeah, he developed enough skills to land a job. Okay. And he messaged a Snapchat CEO that I would be taking 30 seconds of your time. And he wrote just 3 bullet points. Who is he? What skills he have, and what value he can provide to the company or your product. And yeah, Snapchat CEO, like he mailed it to the Snapchat CEO, and he really read it, and he paid him back. Okay, you can join the office from next week. So that's how it works. Literally, he made it so crisp and so simple. Like in 30 seconds, he pitched his skills. Like who is he, what can he do, and what value he can provide. That's all. In the end, that's what a business needs. Let that be a client or let that be a job in the end. But I can say, if you're good at freelancing, okay, if you could land enough clients and if you could showcase that on portfolio, it would be very, very, very much easier for you to land a job, because you're literally working on a real world project. It's not something like you took a something like a college project or something and you
Something, yeah.
design
It's
your
not
website.
like an internship or something. You're
Yeah,
basically building a business
building.
and actually earning money through it while developing your expertise and
Exactly,
etc.
exactly.
Right?
Like you are providing value to someone else. That's in the end, that's what the company needs. If they are hiring you, they want something from you, and you're providing that.
And I would say like you'd be in a better position if you go into company, right? You'd land up a managing role right and right as a fresher in the company because you
Exactly,
already have an
exactly,
experience of running an agency. You have the leadership skills. You can hire people. You know how to delegate with clients. So you also have the soft skills, the managerial skills, and etc. along with the technical skills. So
exactly. When
I
you're
would say
starting out
that
in
is also a
agency,
good output. Yeah.
like when you're starting out in agency, you're not formative. Like you don't even formative. Like you don't have enough money to outreach people and make a good company of team of 6 or 7, because at the start it's you who have to manage everything. Let it be marketing, let it be designing, let it be coding, and managing operational team, like a legal team. Like you're replacing everything with yourself. You have to manage the bills, you have to manage the money, you have to manage marketing, outreaching, designing, development, like n number of things. It's everything is in your hands until or unless your works get hard, you would be outreaching someone else. But at the start, it's you who's managing everything. So obviously, if you're able to lead multiple teams, like if you're leading a team of 6 or 7, obviously they would be in a specific different categories. One would be doing the marketing, one would be doing the legal team, one would be doing some other thing. If you're able to handle this, if you could pitch this perfectly to a HR who is taking interview of you, then you would be literally landing a good job role. Like you could
Yeah.
literally demand this. If not, see, in the end, if you have skills, you can demand how much, like however you want. Like
Pay you want. Yeah.
if the average salary for a web developer in India is around 12 LPA, you could pitch yourself as, yeah, I'm the web developer, as well as I can do marketing, or as well as I can do this, I can do that. I have an experience of doing freelancing, I have an experience of running an agency, I can manage teams and everything. And you will literally demand 30 LPA, which is 3 times
Yeah.
what the average median salary of a
Yeah.
web developer. Literally,
Yeah.
you could be here if you have only one skill, and you could be here if you have multiple skills, if you could manage a team. That's how it works.
So if you are like you don't have to like completely run an agency and like completely stay in this, even if you want to do a job in the later, like in the future, doing this freelancing and also building an agency in terms of like the skill you are pursuing right now,
Exactly.
would definitely benefit you, because this is not gonna go on to waste, right? You'll develop a lot of skills, because you'll be like you'll be unique to anyone. Like people would love to have you in their company,
Exactly.
and it also you'll also make your resume stand out than any other people out there. Like a lot of people, like 99% of the people out there.
Like you can
So
literally write in
yeah,
your resume like founder of an agency. Like the HR will be
yeah,
like, you're a founder, like you know everything about it. And one thing
yeah,
I want to share, like I just landed a client a few weeks back, okay, and he is an Indian who is running some businesses in Spain. That's how I ended up being a co-founder for an Spain academy, which is based in Spain. So he wanted a person who could, manage team and do something on himself. So example, do something on himself would really mean if he gets a task to be completed, he could do it on his own, or otherwise at least could outsource it to someone so that he could be managing them too. So as a web developer,
yeah,
obviously the business needs a website. So obviously I would be designing it with my expertise, as well as if he hires someone for the team. Like obviously, if it's a business, obviously it needs some marketing, it needs some operational team, it needs some legal team and all. If you as a co-founder, if you could manage all these things, then obviously a person who is highly skilled in that would obviously be taking you in charge, and obviously you would be getting an equity in the company if you're a co-founder. And that's how I landed a position as a co-founder in the Spain Academy. And I'm not sure if you could really say what I got offered, but yeah, I got a good like position in the Spain Academy. Then like the business is going to start in the October 2025, but it is already valued. It's 9,000 crore INR, and I'm having some good equity in that. So literally,
How
uh,
much?
okay, it's about 5%.
5% in a 9,000 crore company.
Yeah, exactly. Still, it's
How you get that though?
it like I posted a reel on Instagram, which is basically about redesigning a website, like a $100 website into $800 website. It was just one reel, and it reached around like 700 views. That's all. But the client I got is from Spain. I don't know how it reached Spain because I put the location as California, but still it reached Spain somehow. And I landed this client. So he wanted a website basically at the first, and he saw my portfolio and all. And in my portfolio, it's mentioned that I worked as a web developer, as well as I was a co-founder of some X and X startup. And so he was like, he asked me some questions like, if you could manage the team, how would be and all. So I gave answers like honestly, and he was impressed with my answers, and he make me speak to the team like he's having a team of 3 people, and no, everyone is a co-founder there. And I was invited to the meet, and I shared my insights, they shared their insights. And in the end, we spoke with a guy called Daniel, who is a YouTube content creator. He built
Daniel.
multiple business. Yeah, Daniel. And we had a meet. And in the end, the guy, I mean, my client, who got really very impressed with me. So he wanted to offer me a position, and because he is running multiple businesses, he want 2 to 3 business at least to be managed by someone whom he could trust. The thing is, he trusted me so much that usually my web design contract contains like 50% now and 50% before I develop the work. He trusted me so much that he paid like 100%, like an instance. Like he didn't even read the contract. He didn't even sign it. He paid me with that, and he said, "Yeah, bro, I trust you, and you could go with the work. I trust your
But
design. I want."
how did you develop the trust in like few days, bro? Like how did that happen in like few days?
I mean, even I don't know. He put the message like, "I trust you, bro. I would be sending you the full payment. You don't have to worry. I am not going to send the contract because we will be ending up working together. If we are going to end up working together, the contract is just a piece of paper, nothing else." And he paid me in full, and things work. And I'm currently designing his website as well as working as a co-founder in his company.
Crazy. So, but how do you land clients like those, bro? Like in the first place?
No, I didn't land this client. I didn't outreach. I didn't do anything. It was my reel which landed this client. Like two of my top landed like top paying clients are from the reels. Even I don't know how. Even the website, like the reel which I made, didn't cross at least 1,000 views. Landed me 3 to 4 clients. Uh, Obviously, which are high paid ones. That's all. My reels doesn't have high views, but they are highly converting. So this is how I pitch my website. Like I design websites not just for aesthetics, but for highly converting things, because I have a proof of work that I can show that this is the reel that I got 700 views, just 700 views, but I landed 2 to 3 clients from the single. And obviously I could do that for your website because I have some expertise in this. So that's how it goes.
Do you think like would AI replace all the web developers in the future?
Possibly yes.
That's my
Yeah, exactly.
question.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it could. But if you know how to use the AI perfectly, then no one can replace you. See, as a programmer, I have a fear of AI replacing my thing. And some of the times, if I get stuck, I would be personally using AI to solve my problem. So, yeah,
Yeah.
AI could replace, but if you should be more skilled than the AI. Simply in the terms of AI can do the best web copy, because for the best web copy, they should like there's going to be another AI for web designing, there's going to be another AI for the lead generation and all, for writing scripts and rotating somewhere there would be some other AI. But if you having the knowledge of combining all these things, or at least utilizing the other AIs to form a perfect product, then you should be having no fear that AI is someday going to replace it. Because see, like exactly 2 to 3 months before, there's this AI called Devin, which really boomed. I don't. After it was finalized that it was a marketing stunt, but when they released the video, with a single prompt, it could build a full stack application which developers take, like not one, just one developer. It would take a team of 5 to 6 developers to build the same exact full stack application in 2 to 3 months. It built that exact same application in less than 5 minutes, and like my heart sank. I have been doing this coding for 2 to 3 years. I'm pursuing my degree. I'm putting some hours in coding and all. And
Yeah.
a random AI popped out of thin air and it's replacing
Yeah.
everyone. I was in a fear. And then it was finalized. It was a marketing issue. But yes, I made a reel on Instagram. It was just about a simple like clone of that. It was built by a company called Stackblades. It's called Bold.new. Basically, it would be giving you a compiler, like a boilerplate for your full stack application. All I have to do is just write a prompt. If I want to create a blog application, if I want, it would take CRUD, like a create, read, update, and delete, and you need to have some authentication for the users to log in and view. User could like it, user could save it, user could share it, and everything. So developing all these features would take around at least 2 months. If even if you're a pro coder, because you have to do some testings, you have to fix those errors, you have to get the code from this like many sources, and you have to combine them to make that one product. But this guy, the AI website, which basically builds with one prompt, it literally built the same thing. As I'm a full stack developer, I have this project called full stack development in my course, and you have to build something which is scalable. So I took the challenge, and obviously I have to build it, but it's not mandatory. So I took the challenge and I would try to build
Okay.
it. So it took me around 2 months to get the same features which I wanted to implement. And this guy,
Yeah.
the Boulder Hue, I just put one prompt with all the features I needed, and it coded exactly the same in less than 30 seconds. And I was like, damn, bro, leave it. I'm going to drop off from my college and build some AI products.
Yeah.
And later I realized that
Uh,
still this scope, even if the AI is going to boom, and if you're having multiple skills, then yes, no AI can replace it. That's my thought on that.
should you tell like do you think like the final plan for like all the web developers and etc. is actually again to build a AI on their own again, and then maybe like work on building AI or something like that?
If that really passionates you, then yes, you can, because AI is really booming, and if your product is something special on the internet, like no one has ever built,
Mm.
then obviously, yeah, you could be successful. You could add some, monthly recurring subscription that people would be paying, and you could really reach some new heights. Like you could easily reach $1,000 MRR or $2,000 MRR. If you're doing that, you could be selling it to 20x, because in the marketplace of these AI websites, the price that you're going to sell is around 20 times your currently recurring revenue. So
Yeah.
if you're getting 20,000 MRR per year, even if $20,000 MRR per
Mm.
year, you could be doing that
Yeah.
20x, and you could be 20x, literally to 20 to 60x. If you're hypothetically, if you're going for 60x, then you would be getting $1 million for the same project. And how much time it would be taking you to build it? Just 1 to 2 months, because you got all the AI tools out there. You could take help of them. Everything is free. ChatGPT is free. Everything has some free tiles. All you have to do is just build the product, market it so good that people use it, and sell it to some business who really needs it. And they would be, obviously, if you're generating $20,000 MRR, and if there's a company who is generating some good amount of money, if you are selling that product to them, obviously they know that they could scale it much bigger, and they would be ending it low. So obviously they would be really happy to pay you $1 million. And that's all you have done is just bring some new audience and making them show that would be converting in your clients, and you just spend some 1 to 2 months on building the product, and you just sold it for $1 million. Boom, you cash. That's it. That's how it
All right,
works.
all right, all right. So, I think we are approaching the end of the podcast. I would just want to like summarize everything we have discussed regarding the freelancing and how we actually monetize it, and then go on to building a agency in the future. So, first thing first, start to learn a new skill, especially web designing. You could learn it in like 1 month if you like pay attention to it.
Exactly.
Free content is already available on YouTube out there. You just have to be patient and search up for good content and like see reviews also, maybe if that's a thing. And there are also courses if you don't want to like skip all this time, if you're already like be able to afford all these courses and etc, go with that.
Exactly.
Second thing, after that, you could try upon different platforms for like Fiverr, Upwork, and etc. to monetize it. But that would be a very ideal because the competition is very high out there, and like it's very tough to
Land a
like
client.
come up as a beginner out there.
Yeah, exactly.
So what you can do is basically go on to Instagram, outreach, like search all the accounts out there, whoever like the businesses, all those business owners, or maybe CTOs of some companies and etc. So that you could offer them all these website services. You could also go to local businesses, to be honest, and do a very cold calling if you are in a very good city like maybe Mumbai or maybe Hyderabad, Chennai or etc.
Exactly.
I think that would also land a few clients, especially like restaurant businesses and etc.
Yeah, you can
They would
go for
love to
local
have
businesses.
a landing page.
Exactly.
Yeah, even they pay you well if you're in a good city.
Exactly.
So you could also do that. Learn how to do sales. You will fail in the first places. I'm telling you, you will have to message at least 500 people out there, from my experience, to at least get a reply or also being seen, because you'll make a lot of mistakes and learn in the process. Starting is always the hardest part. Even I'm struggling with it right now. It's very challenging, very overwhelming, to be honest. But you really have to stick to one thing and then go all in for at least an year. I have to say, like at least try it for an year. Because you're still a student, especially if you're doing freelancing, right? You're still a student. It's better. See, even if you start in your second year, you do it for 1 year of outreaching and you land up a client in third year, you won't even imagine how your life is going to change after the third year. You will start to make a lot of money. You will also gain a lot of experience. You'll also build a team. You'll
It also
become an
goes like
agency
this.
owner in the
If
future.
you're
And
young,
by end of the college,
if
Yeah.
you're young, you could take some potential risk. Like you can go for win-win situation or
Yeah.
for lose-lose situation. It doesn't matter. In the end, you're learning
Yeah.
and you're trying to
doesn't matter.
implement the same thing in your next like track. It's very simple because at
Yeah.
a young age, even if you fail, you have your parents to back up you. If you have
Yeah.
like if you are very old age and you have some responsibilities and you are having a family, then it would be really hard for you to take a risk, because if you're taking a risk and if you lose it with you, your family is going to be
You
dished.
have nothing with you.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, and I would also say like college is a very safe net, right? Even if you try to go this high, you'll again fall up here. You'll not go down.
No,
from
no,
this.
no, exactly.
Yeah. So it's a safe net. While if you're trying to do something while you're in college, you'll have a very safe net even if you fall from a very high height, and your parents are there to back you up.
Exactly.
And it's just an out of box thing to actually like do all this freelancing and etc, but it will definitely help you in the future once you graduate out of the college, and you have to realize it, right? Because there are a lot of college applicant like college graduates out there in the market, and there is a very increase in the supply and decrease in demand. So people want high expertise people, high qualified people in their companies and also in their organizations. Even if you want to start an agency in the future, do not go into a 9 to 5 work environment. It would build you from now so that you could go out of college happily, like without getting any risk and etc.
Exactly.
And I would say starting an agency is like I would say like a no risky thing, right? See, if you're building a product or maybe an application out there, you're building it for years, investing a lot of money into it, taking a risk on it. it would happen or may not happen. But agency, it's not like that. You have very less investment in the first place. You're offering a service, you're not developing any product, you're just improving your human resource, that is, you're developing your skills, which will not be useless once you do not even make up to an agency, right? You'll have it leverage it in a job in the future. So I would say learn a skill, try to monetize it. If it's not also, even if it's not happening, you learn a lot in this journey. I would say I've learned a lot in the past few months, building and trying to scale an agency. It really helped me out, and I would say like you will gain a lot of skills attached to you. And once you start outreaching, so let me come again to outreaching. If you do this, make content, that would be the best option, I would say.
Exactly.
Use everything out there, because everything is free. Internet is free right now. The best form of leverage you can make, and if you can combine coding with content, I would think that was the best combination out there to get your clients and also build applications and etc. Yeah, just be patient in your outreaching, because you will definitely be failed many times.
Exactly.
Starting is always the hardest part. Don't get be delusioned that you're the best, right?
Yeah.
That's
If
it.
you
Like, be
even try
delusioned
to
that you're the
land
best.
one
Yeah.
client, that one client can
Yeah.
land you more than 10 clients.
Yeah, it's
That's
gonna
how
be
it
a
goes.
compound thing, right?
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
exactly.
compound thing.
Exactly.
Once you get one, you get three, then nine, then
Exactly, exactly.
you go on to get those clients, because you build a reputation in the industry, and this is very evident. So yeah, so I think that's the end of the podcast, Roopesh. Thanks for giving your insights and also sharing your story in the podcast.
Thanks so
I
much,
would say
man.
this is really very useful for every other college student out there. I would say this is very great for all the college students, especially who was into web development. This would really help them, give them a confidence also in improving themselves, and give them a hope. To be honest, they'll get a very good insight out of this conversation. I really think this reaches out to a lot of college students out there. And yeah, that's it. All the best for your journey.
Thanks,
Like,
man. Thanks so much for
keep
having me in the
thriving, keep
podcast.
hustling.
Sure, man. You too.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me in the
All right,
podcast.
Rupesh.
And
Thank you. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you, man. See ya.
Oh.